man. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation.
DBN Nation, of course. Support DBN Nation. You hearing it from Floyd Money Mayweather.
It's Terrence Crawford, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
This is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo! Hey.
Great news came out today. Lance Peg Boxing stated that he spoke to Derrick James, Errol Spence trainer, and Derrick James told him that Errol Spence is back in the gym. How y'all doing, DBN Nation? Go ahead and subscribe below if you want to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these casual fans or L Media. Now, shout out to DBN. Shout out to Dante for starting the new media wave. And I want to thank Dante for giving me the opportunity to post on his platform. Now, Errol Spence is back in the gym according to Lance Peg Boxing. And if that's the case, then that's definitely great news, especially for Errol Spence. That means he's doing well. He's having a great recovery. So first and foremost, alhamdulillah. Now we could get to the business at hand. Now the truth is, ain't no telling when Errol Spence the truth will be back in the ring. However, what we do know is actually a report that I reported on it like a month ago, where Errol Spence's friend came out and stated that Errol Spence told him he will be possibly returning to the ring later in the spring. Now, at the time when I reported on that news in particular, I didn't know how likely that was. However, hearing the news today, that's very possible. And we also know another PBC fighter that has a strap that's looking to return during that time, and that's no other than the Senator Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. And obviously, Manny Pacquiao was looking to fight a Danny Garcia, a Mikey Garcia, or even possibly an Errol Spence fight. And what we do know is that Pacquiao works at the Senate and he has Senate duties, so he only could fight at a certain time of the year, and that's later in the spring. So the dates do match up, and we all know Danny Garcia has a fight coming up. We also know Mikey Garcia signed with the Zone and he's looking to fight Jesse Vargas. So both of them options are out the way. On the other hand, Errol Spence was supposed to fight Danny Garcia in January before the car crash. However, that's no longer an option since Danny Garcia has an opponent. So like I said, two fighters under the same network that can possibly be a super mega fight is Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, and they both don't have an opponent. So we could put one and one together. However, we don't know how well Errol Spence is doing, and he possibly needs a tune-up. But if Manny Pacquiao was gonna ever fight an Errol Spence, the time will be now. We all know Manny Pacquiao been hesitant. Obviously, he is a little older. I mean, don't get me wrong, he beat a Keith Thurman, but Errol Spence is not one time. He's the truth for a reason. So Manny Pacquiao wasn't that interested to fight an Errol Spence because obviously when Errol Spence beat Mikey Garcia, he called him out to the ring, and Manny Pacquiao stated that, yeah, that's a possible fight. However, he chose to fight an injured Keith Thurman. Don't get me wrong, Keith Thurman, you know, he was a good fighter. He had a tune-up fight with Lopez, but he looked horrible in that fight, if we being honest. And Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman at the right time. And there's no better time than Manny Pacquiao fighting Errol Spence now. So if Manny Pacquiao is going to fight an Errol Spence, the time is now. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao doesn't have an opponent. Errol Spence don't have an opponent. So it only makes sense. However, there's only one obstacle on the way, and that's a Floyd Money Mayweather, because he announced that he will be out of retirement in 2020. However, I don't think Floyd Mayweather will fight Manny Pacquiao again, especially after he stated time and time again, I'm retired and I'm out of the sport. So if anything, he's possibly going to be doing exhibition matches, because regardless of what he does, he damn if he do, damn if he don't. So he better off leaving his undefeated record at 50-0 which is an accomplishment that no one has been able to accomplish over a 20-year reign. Like I said, on the other hand, we got Manny Pacquiao that lost the biggest fight of his life. And to make up for it is no better way than fighting the truth, Errol Spence, that we all know he's the truth at 41 years old. And if you could pull that off, I mean, the sky's the limit. And that's as close as Manny Pacquiao is going to get to redeeming himself. However, I did hear reports of Manny Pacquiao possibly fighting Amir Khan next. Maybe if Errol Spence won't be able to fight till later on that year, or if Errol Spence needs a tune-up, then that could be a stay busy fight for Manny Pacquiao. But as far as Manny Pacquiao, as far as I know, the best chance of him beating or upsetting Errol Spence is actually going straight away for an Errol Spence fight, because we don't know how he's going to look right after the accident. But regardless, I'm still picking Errol Spence because he's the younger fighter, he's the fresher fighter. Regardless, him coming off an accident or not, he is still the truth. Let's not forget that. So that being said, what y'all think about the news? What y'all think about the timing for him and Manny Pacquiao? Or it's all smoke screens? Drop your comments below. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to old media. Follow Lunatoon Boxing for the funniest boxing memes. I will leave his IG in the description box below, so keep it a G and follow my man. Check out Split Decision every Sunday. We going live. Y'all could call in if y'all want to debate. We want all the smoke. And if y'all want to agree and be part of the Akhi family, then click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live on Split Decision, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace, and we out.